Week 8 of the East County Game of the Week brings me back to Granite Hills High School, where we have a doozy of a matchup as the Matadors take the trip further east to take on the Eagles of Granite Hills. Mount Miguel coming off a nice bounce-back win, 42-14 over Helix on their homecoming night. We were over there last week. Looking into today's matchup, Jeremiah Loper has to be big. All of the superstars for Mount Miguel have to be big if they have any chance to come in here against a really, really good team and beat them. Because Granite Hills is really good on all three phases. That means Jeremiah Loper, AJ Logan, Paris Vernon, Brandon Arrington all have to be big on the offensive side of the ball. The defense has to create turnovers against Zachary Benitez. That is how Mount Miguel will win this game. But for sure, the superstars will have to do their part on offense. Coach Verlaine talked about it after the game that Granite Hills is really, really good and elite on all three levels. Offense, defense, special teams. As much as they got the win over Helix, there was a little sloppiness that he says that cannot happen tonight. They have to play almost nearly perfect football, he says, in order to win. As for Granite Hills, they're coming off a tough one against probably the best team in the county, Cathedral, 40-30. Last week, they come into the mark 3-3 at 500 football. They have a tough schedule. They now come back home for homecoming, face the Matadors in a good one. Zachary Benitez is the catalyst for this team. He is top 5. Actually, he's top 3. He's second currently in the county in terms of the most passing yards. Noah Walker's another guy you have to watch out for this Granite Hills offense. He has to win his one-on-ones on the outside, in the slot, wherever they move him. He has to have the ability to stretch the field, make the Mount Miguel defense play over top. That will open up so many other things underneath. It will open up the run game. But you know Granite Hills can sling that football. So, in the East County Game of the Week, a doozy of a matchup. Who comes away with the victory? Time to find out on the PPR Hogcast. It was homecoming night for the Granite Hills Eagles. Congratulations to King Stevie Calderon and Queen Ensley Willock. As you see, there's the Queen right there. Here's Granite taking the field. We got a punt situation early on the Mount Miguel's first possession. Look at this right here. This is pure effort. This is football right here. As it looks like he was going to be tackled around the 43-yard line, and then his teammates just kept on pushing him. You know, that's credit to the ball carrier, too. He's a strong little guy right there. As here he goes, Davion Mitchell up the middle for a nice little 13-yard gain. Granite tried to settle for 3, misses wide right on a 43-yard attempt. After a penalty pushed them back, they could have had a shorter field goal. Here's Hunter through the middle around the 47-yard line. Then Loper, Jeremiah Loper, out to his left. Throws it to AJ Logan on third down. Picks up 10 for the first. In the second quarter, or early second quarter, you got Loper for the touchdown, 7-0 Mount Miguel. Zachary Benitez rolls out to his left, finds his receiver in the flat. Quick little gain. Later on the drive, Benitez batted up in the air and intercepted. Mount Miguel would be set up deep into Granite Hills territory after the penalty and a personal foul call on them. Then they would have to punt the ball away and then a muff. So we just praised Emilio Vera for the strong effort he had earlier on the punt return. Muffs this one. And then how about Parker Johnson, the new guy from Cathedral, the transfer? Making 2 big plays. Here's a play on third down. Bam! Right there. Stops him short of the sticks. That's him again. He gets himself back on the bench. He was all over the field. And honestly, when he started coming into the game, that was when the energy on Granite Hills just flipped. How about this? Rocket Demery. 43-yard touchdown reception to tie this one up at 7 halfway through the second. Then we were about 3 minutes and change until half. Here is the running back for Mount Miguel, running right through the middle. Hunter was out, later on that drive, and then this was AJ Logan. Back shoulder ball just before halftime ended, 13-7. Mount Miguel goes up 6. Zachary Benitez. Not even a 3-step drop, just plants his feet and goes. Has him a little hitch route right there. This is A.J. Logan. Fast forward. Granite scores a touchdown, 14-13. That one goes incomplete. Mount Miguel would have to settle for 3. It would end up being 16-14. And this is where things started going the Eagles' way. How about that little run right there for a first down? Zachary Benitez on another third down conversion for the Eagles. And then you got the play action boot finding his receiver over the middle around the 30, maybe 29-yard line, and then Davion Mitchell for the touchdown. They would go for 2. That would be good. They go up 6 on an 8-point play drive, and then the turning point of the game. You got Jesse Wilhite making his best Earl Thomas impression out in center field, catching that one out of the air around the 23-yard line. That would set up this Granite touchdown from Noah Walker, the transfer from Grossmont. They would go up 29-16. That would end up being your final in this one. The Eagles improved to 4-3. Who wants to start over?
Yeah. Okay, real quick.
I am with the player of the game from Week 8. This is Granite Hills. This is Jesse Wilhite. Jesse, first of all, homecoming night, league opponent, league win against Mount Miguel. How's this one feel?
Feels great just to come out here and beat Mount Miguel, doing what we can do against them, especially on homecoming night, doing out here supporting our school.
That pick you had, that was big in the game. It was in the fourth quarter, 22-16. What did you see on that play, and what did you do to snag that ball out of the air?
I just saw the quarterback drop back. I saw him look to the middle of the field. I saw the receiver look to the middle of the field. I ran back. I jumped up and caught the ball, and that's all I need to do.
What kind of win does this mean for this ball club, knowing that you came off a 10-point loss last week against Cathedral?
Just means that we got to do better, and better. That's really it. We just got to do better.
What does the defense need to keep doing in practice so that you can fly around like you just did here tonight?
Tackle and get interceptions. Do everything we can do to do better. We just got to work.
Jesse Wilhite, player of the game. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That is all out here for me, East, live from Granite Hills High School. This is Jacob Morgan saying good night.